Hello, viewers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Real Estate Talks brought to you by Java Rings Estate. And I'm sure you'll be wondering who my guest is. Well, I would allow my guest introduce himself to you. Please kindly introduce yourself.
Thank you very much. My name is Everest Mpari. I'm the MD CEO of Mpari Homes Limited.
So thank you so much for being here. And I'm sure you all will be wondering where Mr. Rex is. Don't worry, Mr. Everest is here to do justice to the topic of today. To our viewers, to those that have commented, to those that have shared our videos, we want to say thank you very much. We see you, we hear you, we see all your comments, and we'll be doing justice to every question you've asked. So the topic for today is Diaspora Nigerians and Abuja real estate, the opportunity and the pitfalls. Millions of Nigerians abroad want to invest back home but get burned by fraud, abandoned projects, and title issues. We know how people abroad usually send money home for people to get landed properties for them, but when they come back, there is nothing to write home about it. It's either you can't find your property, or people are telling you stories you don't want to hear, or people have scammed you, or people ran away with your money. And the very first question would be, what's fueling the surge of interest among diaspora Nigerians in Abuja real estate right now?
All right, thank you very much for that question. And it's a very valid topic at this time because the number of Nigerians abroad keeps increasing by the day.
Honestly.
It keeps increasing. More people want to travel out,
Yes.
And you wouldn't blame them at some point. So when it comes to Nigerians abroad, despite the fact that a lot of people are trooping out, one thing you must understand also is that in the back of their minds, they're also thinking of a day when they will come back.
Sure.
Yeah. There are those who don't want to come back.
Like
there are those who don't want to come back. But there are a lot of them. I speak with some of them. They are thinking of a time when I will come back home. And so one thing when people are thinking about their future is the security. You can't go abroad, spend 30 years, and then come back to Nigeria and you're still working. The idea is, what can I do so that when I come back to Nigeria, I will just come and chill. I've worked over there, and now it's time to rest. So that is where the security consciousness comes in. So they are looking out for opportunities, investment opportunities where they can put this money they are making. That's one major thing. So that's what is fueling the interest really in real estate generally. Now coming to Abuja more specifically, I would say a lot of persons have tried investing in real estate in many places. But as of today in Nigeria, and I say this with all confidence, Abuja real estate is the safest place to invest. Why? Because the whole system is digitized, right? The whole system is digitized. And when people discover that I don't have to buy family land, I don't have to buy from Omonile and the issues that come with it, you understand, they now focus their attention and say, where can I buy and have peace of mind? And as of today, it is in Abuja. So as they are making foreign currencies, the naira is quite devalued, which is serving as an advantage to them, right? So that means that whatever money they are making over there, they have to find a way to invest it back home, which will give them a better returns in the future.
Wow, that's very interesting to hear. Thank you so much for that answer. So to the next question, it says, what would be your advice to the Nigerians in diaspora when it comes to investments, and how would you properly maximize the numerous opportunities available to them in the real estate industry?
Okay, when it comes to investment, speaking generally, definitely you have to build a portfolio.
Yes.
Right, and a portfolio is usually diversified, so you can have stocks, bonds, and other forms of investment.
Can you explain the stock, the bonds, and how it relates to it? Because most people won't really understand what you're trying to say.
Okay, basically you are investing in businesses, right? What a lot of persons don't understand is investment is not just an abstract, field on its own. It's always tied to real life businesses on the ground. So when you look at the Nigerian Stock Exchange and you see companies listed there, those are real businesses that actually operate. So instead of doing a particular business yourself, for example, you are abroad, you can't come and do the businesses yourself. So you go to the stock exchange and you look at businesses that are doing well, and then you can put your money there. So when we say stocks, We're talking about you buying into ownership of a company, a privately run company. Those are stocks. When we talk about bonds, I don't know if we are going deep into all this, but when we talk about bonds, you are buying into government, investment vehicles. So bonds are issued either by government. Some big corporations can also issue, bonds where you put your money and you get a return over a period of time. But coming down to what really concerns us is that you cannot have a successful investment portfolio without having real estate investment in it.
Wow.
Right. That is one point we have to put out there. There is no way you have a successful investment portfolio without having real estate.
So, but how will we properly maximize the numerous opportunities when it comes to real estate?
Okay.
Because sometimes they look very flashy and look very unreal and hard to believe. So, how do you get to maximize those
Okay,
opportunities?
in order to maximize real estate opportunities, one thing comes to play, that is proper due diligence. Proper due diligence. Just like you said, a lot of things people come with flashy offers, and I would say you have to be critical as someone bringing your hard-earned money. You have to be critical. You have to really, would I use the word investigate? You have to. So you don't just throw your money at the first person that
Yeah.
calls you and says, even if it's your friend that says he's an agent, despite he's your friend, yes, you have trust, but you also do your own findings. There are companies who do due diligence. You can, contact a lawyer, maybe a property lawyer, even if it's just for the due diligence to, research the company.
Sometimes you can contact a property lawyer and still fall into.
Well, another thing I would say is, except you are not coming to Nigeria at all. If Because I know the last time someone came in from the UK, that was the first time we've been doing business, but that was the first time he's seeing me face to face. Right. So when he came, we went to site. So one thing you can do is, whenever you are coming into the country, use the opportunity to go on the ground. If you've seen a few companies or a particular company that you want to work with, go to their office. You can go do some due diligence, check out their
Yeah.
CAC.
Because there's
Then
a story of a lady that
yes,
got a property, and after paying, she traveled back. And she has been calling and calling and calling, and nobody is picking her calls. And she's stuck and confused because even if you get a property lawyer, you still have to pay so much for them to make research, to find out what the problem is,
yes.
to find out what's happening. So, what would you say to that situation?
In such a situation, I would say, first of all, the property, right, must be verified in ages. And these are things you can request from the company. So before you put your money down, you request for, you know, property search, legal search. So the company can send you their lawyer with you to ages, because that's is actually done the proper way, not what's called window search. The company will have to send maybe their lawyer or the CEO himself with the original document, because what happens is, if someone goes to ages with an original document, or a fake document rather, and it's discovered that it's not an original document. In fact, if that person is there, it's supposed to be picked up by security agencies. That's what the law actually says,
Wow.
right? So if a company is hesitant to send someone in person to do a legal search, then you know something is fishy. Then you know something. But once that legal search is done, that's one. You know that, okay, this property is legal, and then you also want to check out the track record of the company. You want to check out the
Very
track record
important.
of the
That's why it's
company.
important to do thorough
Yes,
due diligence.
track record of the company. If it means going to their site, sending someone to come for site inspection, also. So you try. I know there are a lot of smart crooks out there, but you try your
Really
best
smart.
to cover every loose ends, right? To cover every loose, and don't be in a haste. You
One
know,
step at a time.
sometimes, even as a business person, as a real estate business person, because people are skeptical. Even when you are trying to convince someone, you are also very uh, careful not to go at a very fast pace, because once people are going very fast, it will just pay. Something is, something might be fishy. So both on the end of the customer, you want to be have patience. As much as you want to invest your money, have a bit of patience. If they are rushing you too much, try to check, okay, what could be the reason, right? And if not, then you can go ahead. But of course, it's good to always have someone trusted. Trust is very, very important
Okay.
also.
Thank you so much for your answer. So, to the next question. Why do so many diaspora investors fall victim to fraud or bad deals when buying property in Abuja? And how can this pattern be completely minimized or totally scrubbed away?
Okay, I think we've already jumped into this
Yes, so it's more
question.
like a continuation
Yes,
of the answer.
yes. So some people fall victim, just like I said, because they respond to the first call. What I mean by that is someone just calls you, or a friend just calls you and says, "Oh, there is property. It's going for X amount, and if you invest now, you will make 1,000%." Uh, you see, in 3 months. So sometimes offers that sound unbelievable. The truth is, Abuja real estate is fast appreciating, no
Yes.
doubt, no doubt, right? But if someone is bringing an offer that is sounding outrageous, you want to check very well, and you want to carry out the same due diligence we've been talking about. The company, what company is this? Who is the CEO of this company? Does he have a track record? I know nowadays we also, you can do some form of research online. It
Yeah,
also helps, it also helps. You can, if you have persons on ground here in Nigeria, send them to also go for site inspection, right?
which
They
is
can
very
go.
important because pictures
Yes,
can be deceiving,
yes.
videos
So
can be
now
deceiving.
someone can tell you it's 5 minutes from the airport on paper. Someone can say that. And you feel, oh, but maybe it's more than that. It's not, it's almost 50 minutes from the airport. So site inspection also helps to ascertain where exactly the property is. So you can also do your extrapolation to say, okay, this property is really as valuable as they claim,
And I
it to be.
also think why diaspora fall victims of all of this is because of sometimes the offer they see, oh my god, I'm getting this hectare
Mm,
for this amount, I'm
mm.
getting this square meter for this amount, and it's unbelievable, it's very affordable, and before you know, they put their money into it, and before you know, their money is nowhere to be found.
Yes,
And I also think the government should put laws that hold people responsible,
responsible.
not just laws that you can just go away or hide yourself. Laws that will make sure they find you
Mm.
and you pay for the damages
I
you've
think it,
caused.
it also sprawls into what's happening in the country at large,
Yeah,
where if law enforcement is more proactive,
they need to be proactive.
less of
Yes,
this
will
may
happen.
happen. But as an individual, what we are discussing is how best you can protect yourself as someone investing from abroad. You can also do background checks. There are companies, I know it might be costly by some standard, but if you are going to be investing, let's say 200 million or 500 million naira when you do the exchange, I think 2-3 million will not be so much for you to do a proper background checks.
Sure.
Yes, there are companies I know of verified. I don't want to give advice to any company, but there are companies that can do proper background checks, even down to the person's village, right? And if they are unable to have a proper track of that person, you know, they will tell you something might be fishy somewhere. So they can
Yes.
check what you've done before, what you're doing now. Your company, they can check with the CAC, they can check with EFCC, because every real estate company must be registered with the Special Control Unit Against Money Laundering. So that is one very proper
Way to
way
minimize.
to minimize it. If you can ask them for their school certificate, and if they don't have this, that's a big red flag.
Hmm.
But if they have, all you have to do is go to EFCC.
And I
They
think
can.
when clients know the necessary documents needed, they won't fall into victim.
Yes.
Like in our previous podcast, we listed the documents needed when you make your first purchase, or when you make your first pay. The documents you need
that you need to
and how to ensure that this document is original, it's not fake, because fake now looks like original, that you cannot even differentiate fake from original. So I think people should learn how to know. You should have the know-how of, these are the documents needed for this and this and this. These are documents I'm going to get when I make this payment.
Yes.
These are documents I'll get when I do this, when I do that. So they don't fall victims of all of this.
I think that's the more reason you should be watching this podcast.
Thank you very much. Moving on to the next question. How can someone abroad who wants to invest in Abuja real estate go about it seamlessly?
Okay. Seamlessly, I would say, once you are able to ascertain a trusted real estate company, of course, like Javarins Estate Limited, if you've done that initial due diligence, let's assume you've purchased, you've checked with the EFCC, you've done maybe your background check, you've carried out the site inspection, or you sent someone to carry out that site inspection, and to the best of your knowledge, especially with the checks with the EFCC, you've come to ascertain that yes, this company is genuine, right? Yes. And you've decided on what amount you would love to invest in. I think it's pretty straightforward from then on. If you found,
and I also think some real estate rather don't have consultation services, and it's very important, because I might not know this. I'm new to the game. I'm new to the business. I'm new to real estate, and I want to invest. So that I don't make mistakes, I need someone that will consult me, someone that will be with me at every step of the way, to make sure things don't go south, because you can make a mistake and I'm sorry, I won't take the blame. You made the mistake, not me. Do you understand? So I think real estate companies should ensure they have proper consultation services, especially when it comes to diaspora clients, because they are not here. Make sure you have time for them, even if our time zone and theirs differs. You need to make sure your consultation services or the customer relation officer is always there at every step of the way, at every time, to help them answer these questions, because those questions are what throw them off. Those questions are what bring, I don't trust this person because of how they are answering the question. But when you're always there to reply, swift to reply, give them the necessary answer needed, I think it's going to work out. So, to the very last question, considering the mass housing deficit in Nigeria, which is presently estimated to about 20 million housing deficit as at today, what will be your advice to Nigerians in diaspora as regards this huge investment opportunity, and how they can take advantage of it to create an investment portfolio?
All right. To take advantage of this mass housing deficit, even though we didn't really speak about one aspect much, talking about the future security, one of the things you can do for future security is land banking. So the idea of land banking is simply, instead of saving your money in the bank for how many percent, 2-3%, I don't know, some will debit you.
Some will debit you for not even withdrawing the money.
Some banks will debit you. So you can, rather than do that, other than you save your money in land. That is, you buy land that is appreciating, that is in a very strategic location, but it's not at its peak value yet. So that in the next 5-10 years, the value would have 5x, 10x, depending on the factors. So that is one way to take advantage of the opportunity, land banking. But in order to address the housing deficit, you now have to look at people that are real estate companies that are actually developing, right? Yes, there's a place for land banking, and it's very important, but there is also the place of companies that are actually developing, so that when you get land, you know that you can build. So you ask the companies, is this a buy and build property? Is this a property we can build? Does it have building approval? I believe this has been addressed in previous podcasts. So if it has building approval, you know that, one, you are buying, you are having the land. Two, you can build immediately. right?
Yeah.
3, when you finish building, especially when the location is already in a developing area, you know you can start earning rental income. You know, and that is where you can now involve property managers, you know, to manage the property on your behalf, and then you track things from over there. So look at companies that are into development.
And I think
Yes.
real estate has made it easy for them. You don't have to come, you just have to be there, and people are here
Yes,
running things
running
for
it.
you. You just need to ask for the blueprint to check, oh, this is going this way, this is going
Yes.
that way, and everything.
And the advantage with it, with working with a trusted real estate company is that they can handle it for you, just like you're saying. In other words, once the money has been, you pay the money, the building, you don't have to start calling engineer yourself. You don't have to start calling your brother. Have you brought the sharp sand? All that you have to do is you provide the necessary funds as agreed between you and the company, and the building within the time frame, you know. And then when you invest with a company and you see that one property, two properties that you've done with them, they are meeting up to the standard, then you know that you can continue with them, you know.
Yeah.
And in a case where these companies or the company you are currently working with is not, you know, serving you properly, do feel free to come to us. Come to Javarins. Come
Thank
to
you very
Mpari
much.
Homes.
So, what's one last piece of advice you love to give to diaspora that
Okay.
would want to invest in real estate? What's that one thing you want to say to them?
Okay. The last thing I will say to you, or the one thing I will say to you, is you're on the right track. First of all, you're on the right track. Like I said earlier, your investment portfolio is not complete without real estate.
Sure.
And Abuja real estate is the safest real estate to invest in once you do your due diligence, because everything is digitized and the records are there. So contact us today, contact Javarins. This is the best advice I can give you now.
Definitely, our contact details will be at the end of the video.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can do your due diligence on the company. You can go to EFCC. We have nothing to hide. You can go to CSC, and once that is done, you can always call for consultation. Just like she said earlier, we are always here to answer your questions, to guide you on the
every
yes,
step of the
on the
way.
right step to take. So
It's-
do well to call the number showing on your screen.
Thank you so much. It's really nice conversing with you. Thank you for the answers. And
Thank you.
to those that have watched up till this moment, want to say a very big thank you. Thank you so much to Mr. Everest Mpari, the MD CEO of Mpari Homes Limited, Abuja. I remain Peace Sharon, and until next time, we say bye.